What up, chat? What up, what up, what up, what up? What up, everybody? We're actually trading at Fomc today. The first time in like 4 months, I think. Yeah, I can't play music. I'm gonna get copyrighted. But yeah, let's hop onto our charts because we got FOMC in a couple minutes here. This one? All right. Let's see what's up here. Let's see what we can do today, chat. I haven't traded FOMC in like I think 3 to 4 months here, so yeah, it's first time we're here in a while. But you have FOMC at 2, and then you got a speech at 2:30. From 2:30 till 3 likely will be our trades unless we get something at 2. Sometimes we do, but I think more so our trades come like a little bit after the speech comes out. It really comes down to the volume we have today during the opening, because I may move back a little bit. It comes down to the volume we have, because sometimes you might get like FOMC open up and first thing it does is just pop, right? On the opening, like I think the last FOMC moved like 500 pips and it was like a whipsaw. So sometimes you might move during the opening. Sometimes price may just be a little stagnant until the speech comes out and then it picks up. So I'm not too sure what's gonna happen today, but we'll be able to identify like whatever happens, and we'll go from there. But price looked like it's pulled back a little bit since the NY. You had a pop down here, down towards, what is this, 87 zones. So it came down towards like these zones down here. I'm not sure if there's something here. Is there? Kinda something there. Nothing too crazy. I don't know if it's an orange, if it's a major zone. I think you have a little more room for a major zone. Your major zone is like 76. So I think it comes down to, if you can break below 76, then there's a chance that you can probably continue the trend slash like direction from earlier this week, right? Because this was like, or end of last week to earlier this week, I think, right? This was, yeah, Friday. So yeah, this move was Friday and then this is Monday. So you already corrected the Monday move, right? But remember, we're overall still bullish, like if you're looking from the overall time frame, but current time frame shows that we are like bearish, right? So when you look at this move down and you have all these pushes back up, like any given point, what can happen is you can get a push that breaks you back into the range to retest the lows, right? So that's what I'm kind of afraid of that price could do. And I think 39.76 is what it shows. So if you like start breaking below like 39.76, then you start breaking back into the range, which means that you're now breaking into this territory, like back to like 38.80 zones and all of that, right? So I think if you hold the zone today, like 39.76, then this could be seen right here. It's a little early still, but with the lows that you had initially down here and then the lows you made last night during London, I guess you have a low here too, and you have lows here. If you do hold these zones, that should be good to rip us up, stick us up, right? So it comes down to just news. Like, how does news come out today? So one thing we could do is like anticipate what it could do if it does come down. So I'm guessing if you open up at 2 p.m. in about 3 minutes here, news comes out and first thing the price was to pop down, what we could do is take advantage of the flip. If price were to flip bullish after a bottom wick, you can look for buys up. From here up towards like, next resistance up at like 40, what is this, 40.26, we'll look for buys up. And if you open up, you make a low, you flip, and then you re-break that low, there's a very high chance that you could likely continue down, because Same move we took on Monday, where we waited for the spike. So if you do get a spike and you pull back, you'll look like this, right? Let's say you have a low here. If price were to come down to like re-break that low, then there's a high chance you could continue down further, because then the candle look like this. It'll break its own low and come down, right? And then we'll look for sells to retest the low. So a lot of ideas that we can take off of how you open up, but I mean, we gotta wait for the opening, right? So we got 2 minutes left, and then we'll see what's up. All right, chat. So it could be buys today, it could be sells. I don't know. It comes down to just how this thing comes out. But I will mark up a zone here at 39.76 on MT5 here. Let me mark it up here. 39.76 is around there, so we'll mark that up there, and then we'll see what's up here. I think your next resistance is like somewhere up here. $40.58. So yeah, 40.58. We'll leave that there. 40.58 around here, and then this I can delete for now. Cool. So yeah, I'll leave that there, chat, and then we'll see what's up here, okay? But we need a bit of volume, because this whole morning was kind of just slow and sluggish. The move up and then also the move down was just very like slow, going both directions today. All right, cool. So yeah, we'll wait for that. You have a leg candle right here too. Not too sure how that will be affected today. I think it comes down to this support for the leg candle. So we'll see. See what we can do. All right, so news comes out here. Is there going to be volume? The one bearish leg candle wasn't filled. Which one? Oh, this one? True. So no volume yet. I mean, they're they're cutting rates, right? Oh shit, they left? Yeah, they cut rates. I was gonna say they left it. Yeah, they cut it down from 425 to 4, but that was expected, right? So it could be already priced in from the drop you had. Because when did they start cutting rates? They started cutting rates, I mean, yeah, for a while now, for like since 2023. But it took a pause in it from December 2024 to like July 2025. And then you started cutting again September. And then September, October is when things kind of got a little wonky, right? Kind of. Speed chat, 2:30 chat Eastern in 30 minutes. So this pop down was on a minute. It looked like a move, right? This one was like 170 pips. So it's not bad. Volume's kind of there. It should be able to pick up. I don't think that's a low though. This can close the leg candle maybe. There's a flip. So the low wasn't enough for me to take a wick entry. Right? I would have wanted to see like a little steeper in that. Like at least like 5.2 or something more wild than that. Like there's volume here, don't get me wrong. It's like a 207 pip pop, but like when you look at structure, or overall in price, it's like it barely made a dent. So there's volume, right? But when you look at compared to like today's conditions with how like volatile it is, it barely made a dent. Bearish flip. How much is this candle? 270, right? Yeah, last FOMC is the same thing that kind of happened, but it was a lot more like dramatic than this. I think last FOMC was 500 pips, but the range were smaller, right? And it was like more so like this. Like I actually wiped out all the highs and all the lows. Like this didn't really wipe out anything. This is still in the same territory. Cool. You said buy stop and sell stuff kind of work. Yeah, now you have a high and a low. The rebreak of the highs and lows could give you a pop. Uh-oh. Broke the minute lows. So still nothing. Nothing has happened yet. It's like there's still a bit of volume here. But we need this volume to carry through and like actually, push and break structure, not just like sit in the range. 5 closed. Weak bullish, doji-ish. So you have a nice high here. If you could like continue down here towards like these zones and then re-break the highs, I mean, I don't see why it should be able to come back up after it makes a new low. Because if it makes a low now, that's your liquidity, right? Or that's your continuation of trend from this week's trend. So there's no reason to come all the way back up to re-break the highs. If it does, then that's your buys. But you gotta come down first towards here. And then I think for sells for us, if we head down and then pull back, let's say off of like these zones here, create like lower highs, let's say 76, 78, and then continue to re-break the lows, we can start looking for sells below here. But we need to see a push down and a pull back, right? Otherwise, at any given point, just take a still flip on the 1. Believe it, markets more legit than Vantage markets. Have you tried? I've tried Vantage. Vantage is my first broker, but they've changed since I used them. Like I used them in like 2019, but they rebranded and all of that, so I haven't used them since. But I think they were both like they're very similar brokers. But I haven't used Vantage since 2019, so I don't know. A lot has changed since their logo changed. I don't know if their trading conditions changed. I don't know. No, I'm not in a buy. Not in any positions at the moment yet. You think I want to trade this range? Pay attention though, chat, to the rebreak of these highs or rebreak of these lows here. Very, very, very important. You can't yawns 5 AM here for me. Man, these markets are moving. This thing is just chilling here. It hasn't really moved since yesterday. Aside from London last night. London was pretty cool. I wasn't out for it though. But yeah, man, this thing just gotta wait here. Yeah, 20 minutes for a news or for a folder. Or what am I saying? For a speech. Yeah, nothing else there, right? Just 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Yeah, that's about it. That is all. Sleepy, man. Come back live sessions at least important news days, please. What you mean? Come back for non-folder days? Sorry, chat, I can't play music, man. Last time I tried to play music, we still got taken down. So, yeah, it's gonna be just me and my voice. I didn't get any trades this morning. We were say buyer, so we were waiting for I think just wicks to form, like liquidity to be grabbed and more volume to come in, and it didn't come in until 11. So then I just hopped off, came very late, and I hope today you don't come late too late too. We're probably here chat till like 4:30, 4, probably 4. I don't think I'm staying 4:30. 4, and then I'll call it. So another 2 hours. We're like we're also $2 away from hitting a 2K on the 1K account. So maybe this stream will hit it. Yeah, I have all the recordings to every single trade that we took on this account on a drive. So over time as the account grows, I released the old videos, the old live streams, the Zoom calls. But basically, I'm basically recording every single trade taken. So like, there's not like any off-stream trades. Like they're just on during NY session and I guess Fomc here and there. But it's all like recorded on like a live in a vault. And we'll do that until 1,000,000 or whatever it is. Did you just call me Brownie? So it looks like we're correcting this push here. You yeah, low or get a couple lows that just continue to re-break. So it looks like you're gonna fill this wick. How much range do you have left? Yeah, 40 pips. So that should be filled. And which means that you should be able to come down and tap 7.6. And if you tap 7.6, if that breaks, then that'd be great. Because we'll have some more volume. If that holds, then you're still stuck in this range. So then you gotta wait for either price to come all the way back up and break above this range here, or whenever it decides to break this range here. But you're much closer to here than you are to here right now, so the faster the better. You the best, bro. You heard me, Jamal? I think so. I remember you, man. Okay, you guys think I have like short-term memory loss or something? You guys think I just forget everybody? You remember me? You remember me, Don? You remember me? I remember everybody. I'll forever remember you guys. Forever. I'll never forget. I'll never forget what anyone says ever. All the good things, all the bad things, I always remember. Of every screenshot there is to mankind, of every single message that someone has sent. There, we actually have a Nightbot. I think Nightbot collects the messages too. So it collects all your old messages that you send and your entire like chat log. I kind of wish YouTube had the thing that Twitch does though, where it has like the chat log. So I'm gonna do that, but it's not a threat. No, it's not a threat. I'm just saying I remember everybody, you know? I don't forget. Matthias. As long as you don't change your YouTube name and display picture, I'll remember you. Not a lot of volatility being the rate change, honestly, for gold. Well, it's priced in. We've been known that. Oh, the market's been known that it's been they're gonna decrease rates for a while now, right? So it's not gonna happen like it's too easy to just move when you get the rate cut. It's just like the most obvious play. Like the whole world's waiting for the rate cut and then the move, right? But it's like it's probably already priced in. Or the speech when he talks later on, that's when price would move, right? So it's like I don't pay too much attention to like cutting rates or non-cutting rates. It doesn't matter. Like price action will print volume either way. So you'll see it from the markets coming in. You'll see, whenever these lows and highs get tapped, you'll see the volume, you see price making structure, and you'll be able to like identify that and trade. But when you don't have it, you don't have it, right? So for me, like I try to like distance myself from news like that. Like I'm aware of it, but I'm not like, basing my entire like trade off of that news folder. That makes sense? Slenderman? Haven't been watching since ages. Slenderman, I actually don't know. I don't remember. Sleep? No, I be sleeping. I slept 7 hours last night. You call me Asian? I'm same Asian. I use your strategy last news days for teaching. I put buy stop at 48 to 530 and close at 499 to teaching this complete. Thanks. I'm happy, man. You remember the good old days when we used to do breakouts on the 1 hour and 30-minute time frame? Yes, I do. I think this is a 15. Yo, where's my leg candle confirmer? Pencil, this is a 15 leg candle, no? Kinda. The wick is, how much is the range here? This wick here is 120 pips, and the body 150. Kinda. The thing about leg candles is that like you can always treat any candles like the leg candle, because the idea of the leg candle is just structure at the end of the day. So if you have the structure for the candle to move, you're gonna move eventually for the candle. So it doesn't have to be like the perfect print all the time. Like a leg candle will generally look like this. So it doesn't have to print that. At the end of the day, you're waiting for the structure. So the structure is like, pop up, tap that range, pull back, re-break the highs, pull back, hold, and then continue to drive from there. But it's just like higher lows, right? So either way, you can always look at it from that perspective. But that is, if that is a leg count, then you should be able to get a reaction off of, you're looking at like 39.95 here. And then from there, we'll see what happens. How do you do this to continue up? Or you continue to drop down. 300 and 280 pips. So if you break the highs, yeah, I would love if you can just come break below 76. If you can break below 76 from here and then come back up above 95, I'll look for above 95 up. It's just that I don't know if this right here is going to be the low. So I need another low to confirm that, you know what I mean? So if you can like come down like this, like there's no reason to come back up afterwards. But if you do, then above 95, that's your buys. Above 95 up to fill this wick. That's a leg candle fill. So we'll see. 7 minutes until his speech here. Speech, I'm not sure what he's gonna speak about. But I think those questions that they ask him is what moves price. So off of that, we'll make our best judgment and see what's up. Stop loss? I don't know where my stop loss is gonna be, but because we're not in a trade, right? I don't know where we're gonna get in. I don't know what we're gonna get into. I'll let you know once we have one. I'll let you know, man. Good to see you too, man. WAJ. Ooh. We got some volume. 40 pip minute candle. So let's see, can you break these lows at 76? You broke the previous low. Can you push down a little further? Like 72 would be nice, you know? Around here. Yeah, 74.06 actually. That'll be fine. That'll be enough. You can tap that and make your way back up. That is gonna be 200 pip pops. All right, chat. And if it doesn't come back up and it just continues to drop down, we'll look for price to create a bit of structure before attempting sells. So if you come back up, if you continue down, you don't come back up, then, so right now price is kind of doing this. Right? So you're like doing that. So for buys, or for sells, sorry, you're doing that, which means that you have like ranges kind of here, you got some ranges there, you got some ranges there, right? That's your current range. So if you decide to just kind of like pull back, right? Pull back, create a lower high, and then it doesn't pop up, rebreaks the lows, drops down, cool. I'll wait for one more for price to pull back again, hold structure, and then below here eventually we'll look for sells down. So I'm not too sure where the ranges are, but I would imagine, and I don't think they'll be this close. I think they'll possibly be a lot bigger, but I'm assuming for that to happen, for two lower highs and all of that, you're looking, I think, more so for sells below like 39.59, below there. All right, so this didn't come down, tap 74, tap 76. Broke the lows though. Let's see. Let's see if you make your way up here towards 9.5 now, and then pull back, and I'll say like hold the zone here, and then the re-break of that high could be something for us, but I do need to see it come up first, and then pull back, and then a re-break, and that re-break will be the buys. All right, cool. So we'll see what happens here. It's a little choppy here though, between like 7.4 and like these zones, because you're in like this area here. So I want to avoid that, which is why we're kind of waiting for those ranges to break out and create structure through within that area. So then when it gets below here, it would be more interested in taking sells. But if this drops, right? I'm not going to be part of that. I think that ranger is like 220 pips. But yeah, below like 4.8 would be good. Yeah, we'll leave that there. Maybe a little higher. So still kind of, you see how it's like kind of just moving like very like slow and sluggish within these ranges. That's a nice pop. We need something to pick up. So you need to kind of like break out above or break out below to actually start moving. And you have a speech right now, so it's immediately 2:30. Jerome starts speaking now. I think they start asking questions after like a minute or two after he makes a statement. And yeah, above like 95 won't be too bad of an idea once you get those pullbacks. And you can watch the speech if you want to, chat. It's on YouTube. So something's being held right here right now. Like a little below, maybe right here. Like where that wick is. Fuck. Like right there. So if that continues to hold, then yeah, it should continue down here. If you break that, then you're probably gonna pop up towards the 95 zone. Because think of it like this. On a small time frame, you kind of have this push down, and then you've been slowing down here, right? You rejected a couple of times, but if it breaks it, then guess what you're doing? You're breaking back into this range here, right? And top of the range is like right here. This is a range on its own, but these are like 3 different ranges. Here, here, and here. If you break this 1 hour count down, so that's how you should see it. So you see how like you're holding this like 87 zone now? it broke into the range here, so it should continue up towards the flip area. So then that's why I want to see it flip at 95 and then pull back. Because if it can do that, then it'll look like this. Pop up, tap 95. You create a bottom wick afterwards, right? At like 84, 85, whatever. And then you re-break the highs. And that's my buy. Because price would have made the first initial low here, some lows that I got held, another low here. It's like if you were to drop down, you had chances here to drop down like twice or 3 times. You rejected there, you didn't drop down. So that's 2, 1, 2, and then third chance right here after it flips bullish at 95 and pulls back. Why isn't it dropping down there? No clue. Rebreaks the highs, you're gonna come up to fill the wick. All right, and then this wick fill is 100 pips, so just wait for that. So something here. So I'm just the only debate in between is like if we're gonna use 95 or we're gonna use 99. That's the only thing. Because either way you have ranges, right? Like this entire wick fill is 100, so if it's here, it ranges like 60, which is fine. If it's here, then it's 100. But you need to see this pop up a little higher than that, at least towards the flip area before pulling back. Otherwise, at any given point, it can just pop down, right? So if it breaks to the low, your next zone is like 7.2. And if it breaks that low, then your next zone is 48. And then below 48, that's when we're looking for ourselves, if there are any. But we're not going to be taking part in this move down, which is a 230 pip range. So you didn't come up to tap 95, but you came back down to re-break the lows. So I wonder, instead of taking the 1 hour flip, if we can take the highs of 90. If you come back up. Which is here, right? Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out at that zone. Pushing down pretty strong though. So it clears the entire range, this 200 pip range. So we haven't really created structure. So that's something that we're missing for the sells, right? That's what we mentioned earlier. So let's see if we can pull back. Like if you get pullbacks towards like 60, and you continue to break the lows and then another pullback, like I'm assuming if you get a pullback here, you have something like this. So see how it came down? Pull back, that's one, right? If it re-breaks this low, you'll probably make a new low, which is like ideally I want to see it come down towards here. And then that pullback, that's the one we're looking for, because then you'll have a new low and then we'll take the sells and the re-break of that low. But we need to see it obviously come down, right? And then this thing decides to flip bullish above 90, then those are your buys. Instead of waiting for the 1 hour flip, we're going to take it ahead of time above 90 because that's like the highs that I made earlier. So if it re-breaks the highs again, it's like, why isn't this candle continuing driving down? And why is it coming back up? If it comes back up, then this is a bottom wick / liquidity, and then you're up for the day or for the news session. So still no trades, chat. Just be a bit patient here. Yeah, something right here too. So yeah, if you can push past this. What do I have here? 48,515, 48.12, same thing. Yeah, so you want to see this get broken. And this is a leg count too. Leg count body reaction, this one right here. So you reacted off of it, off the body. And that could get filled too, because that hasn't been filled yesterday during Asian. All right. Okay, so I broke the lows there. A little more in that gold. Broke it by 30 pips. So yeah, I want to see if you could, like, if you could break below like 43 and then pull back towards, let's say, like 60 or like 5.2, right? The idea behind it is like you had one pullback here, and you had another pullback here, right? So if you had one more, and say, okay, cool. At that point, you're bearish. So then if you get a pop down like below these lows, I'm guessing that'll be the low. You get a pullback. It doesn't have to be too crazy. The rebreak of that would be our sell stop slash like market X. All right, so get ready because it could be quick here. You need this to pop down one more time. And the leg candle fills all the way down at 15.85. And this is a good like BE slash trail stop zones. Can you get a pop? The moment it pops, chat, below this wick, the pullback could be quick. So just get ready, you know? Because we're not going to put a sell stop. We're going to market X because I'm copper into a bunch of accounts. So sometimes the pending orders kind of fucks my trades up. Okay, there's the break below. So now can you pull back? Actually, I want to see a little more in that. Like actually break. A little more in that. I wouldn't place on the rebreak this low. I was hoping you get like a little more. So still waiting for that. And TP right here. 39.12. Just be prepared, okay? Because like when it glitches like this, it's pretty fast. You can be in and out. It's not this low, chat. Not this low. Because it barely broke. Like it broke by like 4 pips, 5 pips. But that's a leg candle, right? Like if this is the leg candle body, it's like if you're looking at this as a leg candle, this bullish candle right here, then the idea of motion of it is like you're gonna make a topic whatever I want to do, right? But when it comes down to the body, pull back, could pull back anywhere, the rebreak of that low, pull back, hold, and then that should push down below that low. So that's why we're kind of missing like this part of it right now, and then we'll pull back, and then the rebreak of that original low will be the idea. Let's see. Still got a lot of time, chat. I wouldn't stress if I were you guys. Powell said another cut is not guaranteed this year. That's why everything's going down. Wait, he said not happy or not guaranteed? It's not guaranteed. Man, that guy just saying some bullshit. He's just saying. Next rate cut. 0.25 cut. 5 leg candle. True. How much is that? 81 pips. No pops? Why is there a gap there? So you need to break this low and then get you a pop. And then after that pull back to rebreak that low. I'm assuming if you had a pop, it could be down towards 34 here. Slowing down a little bit here. $10 of range. That candle right here on the 5. Sorry, Chaz. We're just waiting here, so that's why it's not much going on. Not much I can really say, unless you want me to keep repeating myself. But we're just waiting for those things to happen. Day flipping back. Is this the day flip? Oh yeah, this is day flip. I didn't take that in. 5 leg candle back to back. What up, Patty? Bro, y'all like at least 20 times this stream. It's just the markets, you know? Okay. Got a closure above the range. Could it be a fake out? This move is interesting. This entire move down. I don't know why it's not continuing. Ideally, it should continue, but it's not. And that top wick you had earlier at like 4,006 is very weak. It's like that wasn't even liquidity. That really didn't tap any zone. So is this move gonna get corrected? All the way back up? Because if you start pushing up here and you start noticing that the move up has been like a lot stronger than the move coming down today, then that's your sign. It's like the move down wasn't actually the direction. But you really gotta break your 71 first for that to happen. And you're still bearish. Aside from this, which was 300 pips, not much. One-hour closure in 7 minutes. That will close strongly bearish. This is a 15, right? So this is a 15. Let's see, man. Could be a wild day. I don't think the day's done yet, though, chat. I think it's far from done. Seven one approaching. If it breaks 7-1, could get a little crazy. I think it's not. It's more so about the break and the pullback. If you can survive the pullback after breaking, then you get that leg candle up there on the 1 or on the 30. So let's say you come up here, right? We'll wait for price to break these highs and wait for a pullback. Same scenario we had for the sells. Wait for a pullback. It'll look like that. The very break of the high will be the buys if it comes up. Okay? So it won't be the break of this 30 high. It'll be like after you kind of tap that zone and pull back towards 71, and then we'll have a buy stop wherever that high is on price. The only thing is the 1 hour is going to close bearish in 3 minutes here, unless this thing flips beforehand. But it's going to close pretty strong bearish too. Let's see, can it close respecting anything? But then why would price do that? Four is missing a top wick today. Yeah, we'll see, man. This could be interesting here, but you do have a nice pullback here, right? So it would have been nice if this thing early could have like broken the lows by a bit more. But this is a nice pullback. Could be a lower high. So if it's a lower high, then you continue down. If it holds 71 or 76. If it breaks 76, then you're back up, right? But if it holds, then this is just a lower high after a move down, which means that this could just be this, right? Six. True. Let's see. Got 1 minute for a closure in the 1. All right. So 1 hour closed strong bearish here. There's no bottom wick. I think either way, if you get that tap into that the break of these highs here above 90, you're looking for that pullback anyways, right? So that would, if it needs a bottom wick, it'll reject there anyways. And then if it doesn't flip, then it's like, why isn't it flipping, right? Because then you look like this. It's like, if it's supposed to make a bottom wick, I'll make one right there. However, if it re-breaks the size, then that's your buy, because what happens is this 30-minute candle literally just created you a higher low to continue up, and then you'll fill up the wick up at 4,008, and that's a position we could take. Yeah, so almost there. Just gotta pop up here and then reject. Because this technically should continue down. I don't know why it's not. But I don't know why it shouldn't. Okay, flip. Okay, there's a flip. So it should continue down. But if it re-breaks its highs again on the 30, then that should push up. That's two highs now. One high there, another high there. Yeah, something there holding price. If it breaks back below, I'm assuming that it should fill this entire range down here. How much is this range? 150 range. So breaking back below. Let's see if we get this pop here. So same thing as earlier, chat. We're looking for that that pop below like this low here, and then a retracement and the re-break over wherever that first pop is. If you come back down to break it from here. If you don't, then now you have a new high here. And I wonder if you could, because I think we started off earlier by for the buys at least, right? The delay candle body, which is up there, and then we moved it up towards down towards 90. And I wonder now that you have a low and another higher low here, this is one, if you can move it up towards 80 instead. I don't think target changes like the distance, but because we're only gonna look to grab from here to here, and earlier it was like from here like up here. It's the same like range, pip range. Although you can probably leave a runner. What's this? 83. Yeah, that's him. Did Dilly reflip there? Yeah, it did. That's him. Why aren't you looking for the 1 hour wick? I was avoiding this range here. I'm not touching anything between like 76 and 55. Because if we were looking for a trade within that range, we would have gotten in on the break of these lows earlier, on like the initial break. So I'm not interested in anything in here. I'm looking more so for above here or below here, because that'll give you like direction. But the wick wasn't bad. Like it was a good position, right? This is a wick film. Yeah, like 200 pips and it drove for 150. Let's see. You retraced here again. Like it should continue down, but it's holding at all these zones here. So this retracement was 120 pips again, and you come back up to re-break it. So let's see if you can break this high here at 69, and then you're up towards 77. Hold on, chat. I'm trying to fix this. All right, cool. We're back. So slowing down here quite a bit. Chat, we'll give it until 3:45. I'll give it another 30 minutes here, see if we continue moving or not. I think the speech is probably over with, right? The Jerome speech for FOMC. Let's see, can you break that high and drive up towards the 78 zone? At least you have a 1 hour bottom wick now. Some music? No, just me and my thoughts. I can't play music, man. I get copyrighted. I tried to last time on the NFP stream, but they didn't let me. Forever rolling, forever rolling. Did you hear Tycoon album? I think I heard a song or two. I couldn't play the rest. I think I heard like which song was it? I heard the Rocky song. And then I heard another song. I forgot which one it was. I couldn't play the rest, man. It's a little tough. Anyone else in his live Zoom trades? What's his win rate? Our win rate right here, man. So these are the trades that we started the Zooms in May. And since May, or was it April? I think it was May. Yeah, May 15, something like that. So since May 15, right here. Let me use this one, it might be better. May 15, right here. We've had, I think, 2 losses. This one on June 20th. I lied, no, we had 1 loss. Unless you count these like little break-even ones. We had 1 loss since we started. So since May, we've done 1,178 pips, which was our entire year last year and the year prior. And this is the year. But I haven't taken this much trades in October. I've only taken 9 trades in October, or 10 trades. 1 loss, which was, I think, this one. We lost negative 0.2 pips. And that was it. Yeah, but not that many trades for the month so far. But pretty like big, obviously, since like the volume that we have, pretty big pip counts. So I think we got back to back 40 pieces. But this is what the market's been presenting us, you know? Like some months we may have more. Like I think last month we had like 12 or something like that. The month prior we had like 17 trades, 16 trades. But we've been averaging like 3 trades a week, I'll say. We took 1 trade this week on Monday, and that was it. I think it was like 1.40%, 1.62%. So yeah, just same thing every day. Waiting for price here. Like the same thing I'm doing right here is like the same thing we're doing there. Just waiting 99% of the time, and then like execution. Sometimes the trades could last like a minute or 2, sometimes longer, but we're just mainly waiting every day for an opportunity. After planning it, obviously. Panzer, you gonna tell me, you gonna ask me a question on Zoom to answer a question on YouTube? What are you on the 30-second chart? Usually 10, 15 trades a day, about a ton of break evens. You are taking too many trades, my friend. But yeah, you're taking too many trades a day. Actually, no, that's not fair for me to say, because as long as you're taking like high probable trades, you're good. But if you don't know the differences and you're not journaling each and every trade, then you're likely over trading. So it's okay to take 15 trades if you can journal them all. But 30-second chart, I'm pretty sure it's good. Yeah, I think all time frames are good if you're using it correctly. Like if you're not just purely using the 30, right? Because using the small time frame doesn't mean you gotta take a lot of trades. Like that's not how it works, right? It's like if you're using the 30, make sure you're also looking at the weekly. You look at the daily. Like you want to look at all the information in front of you and not just like one time frame and just sitting there on one time frame all day, just got like hyper scalping. I'm a hyper scalper. That doesn't cancel the fact that you're taking too many trades, So yeah, 30-second chart is fine. Just as long as you're like drilling your trades out, I think 15 trades should be okay. Or whatever trades you take. I've just been averaging 1 to 3 trades a week. I'm learning to lower my trades and take only good ones. Yeah. Well, good ones, don't get it twisted though, right? Like high probable ones. So like, look inside your journal and look at all the trades that you take and take the high percentage ones, right? If you notice that something's like lower win rate, delete it, take it out, and then replace it with something better. And then over time, you build like a much stronger playbook for yourself and a much stronger journal. Like high count trading in and out. Yeah, that's called hyper scalping. That's what people say to take a lot of trades. Hyper scalper, you know? Like I'm a hyper scalper. I'm on a minute. I'm a minute note. Like that's what that is. It's fine. Like as long as you're just taking higher probable setups, it doesn't matter. Like I don't believe in like you should take X amount of trades a day only. You know, it's like it can be from 0 to unlimited, but as long as they're all high probable and not just like random positions, just because you want to get in a no, and you're like hyper, you have trigger fingers. You're just clicking buy whenever you could. And watch this mouse at because my mouse is dying, 11%. But yeah, just don't be like taking a bunch of bullshit positions, you know, and then saying that they're good positions. So what's the setup? We're waiting to see if price can break out or below 39.41 or break above 39.79 here, and then I'll look for opportunities. But I'm not too sure why. Like, if this was truly a move down, why didn't it continue down? It only moved 620 pips, right? Assume that this is directional. Like, if you look at the overall structure on price, it didn't really do much. If it was directional, it would have just continued to push. So is there a problem with the fact that this right here wasn't enough for the day to drive down? And if there is, then we'll look for opportunities above here for buys. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. Like I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. It can go both ways, but I know for a fact that if it does break up above here, then probably it shows that that's your wick fill, and probably it shows that this right here is not enough of a top wick to say that you're headed down yet, and hence why this move down was very weak. 600 pips, right? I know it sounds crazy, but that's just like conditions we're in. That wasn't a strong move. When you look at the overall structure, it's still in the same range. Sounds crazy to say, but in times like this, you gotta like really step away from pips and look at just structure, because that tells you a lot more than the pip count. The pip count doesn't matter. You might be moving like this looks like this is a 600 pip range, but on a regular day, like normal conditions, this is maybe, I don't know, 120 to 200, maybe 180. Right, because it didn't really do much. But it should continue down. Like if you look at this time frame on the one, it's like this is a range, right? So if this was a fake out right here, and you have this high, yeah, these highs here, right? It's like, why aren't you just filling the range down? So the tables can turn, and this can be higher, low, higher, low, higher, low to continue up. That could also be the case, because this entire move down from here was also slow and sluggish too. Like the move from 41.50 down. By the way, what was the all-time high again? It was 43.77. Yeah. No bottom wick on this closure. Let's see if that matters though. You said make a beat. Not bad pop down here. This was pretty strong pop, 160 pips. So let's see, can you break below this 41 zone? That's kind of what we've been waiting on, but you only got 25 minutes left there. I was 80% sure we'll get a trade today for FOMC. But sometimes this is how it be, you know? You don't gotta get a trade for FOMC. Just because things are moving, things are volatile, doesn't mean you have to be in, you know? If it's not your position, it's not your position. Because the last thing you want to do is take something that you didn't plan out for, and you're just like, fuck it, this thing's moving. I need to be part of it. Like, you don't need to be part of this move. It's just a move. It's just another day. All right. There's nothing special about FOMC or NFP, CPI. It's just volume, and you're looking to grab a small piece of it, right? No matter if it's a FOMC, CPI, NFP, I'm looking for the same ranges every time. I don't higher my range, higher my lots just because it's like a special event. Like, I'd like to treat all my days fairly. Because when you do that, you know, now you're acting on emotions, right? You're like, oh, I'm expecting a bigger pop today. I'm expecting to flip this account today. And it's just a loophole. So there's nothing special about it, chat. It's just another day. Where's small fridge of bubbly? All right, Penzo. Oh, chat, 1 second. Is the FOMC conference finished? I think so. Well, I think it's still going, but it's usually, from what I've noticed, not as like volatile to the markets after like the questions. Like, I think I'm not sure what they're talking about right now, but I think it's like 10 minutes of Jerome talking and then like 15 minutes of question. After that, usually it slows down. So yeah, I don't think I think whatever they said has already been brought into the markets here. Now it's just like either you continue or you pick a direction, right? We're waiting for that pick a direction part. It's coming down, right? It's just not continuing down. Like, it came down once, two, three, four, fifth time right now. It's just not popping. 5 attempts so far though. Maybe this will be the one. So we want to see a pop below that wick there. Leg candle right here too. Still didn't break below the leg candle area right here. So that's that same zone. All right, 3:30 here. Leg candle on the 30, kinda. Let's see, man. You're supposed to drive down gold. You're supposed to. Not too sure why you're not driving down. That's how I kind of think about it, chat. Like, all, like majority of my trades that I take, it's like I'm not getting into like the most obvious. It's more so of like, okay, what should price do? What if it doesn't do that? Right? Where does it go after that? That's kind of what like we've been taking a lot lately. It's like we like gold should drop down here, right? What if it doesn't? Okay, then at what point are we gonna fake out then? And that's like where the buy idea comes in above like 7.6, right? But we're not gonna guess obviously buys from here up. It's like this thing is still coming down overall. Okay, so this came down towards 45. Can it break 42? Looking good. The volume looks like it's picked up again a little bit. Let's see if it continues glitching below these zones. So the leg count takes you down towards 15, 39 to 15. So we'll wait for a low to form. And then could it be wick entry sells? There could be. I think it's only a once a tap like 32 here. Can we get a pop? Yeah, so we're waiting for a pop here, chat. All right, for the break is low like we did earlier, same thing. And then we're waiting for a pullback, and then the re-break of that low will be the sells. So wherever the pop low is, we're at the stage where we're looking for that pop low now. There's the pop. So now can we get a pullback, right? Now you want to see a pullback to like probably like 45, and then the re-break of wherever this low is the sell that we're gonna have. Market X slash pending orders. Probably on market exit. I can't put pending orders. And then your break-even point, trail stops point could be down here. Break-even could be like right there for like 18 pips. Trail stops could be 27, and then TP could be. You can go crazy and try a attempt a runner, but I think 28 is gonna be pretty tough to break. So I'll put TP there or put TP right here at 33. All right, but you need to see us tap into I'll say 46 here or 47, 34. That'd be nice. And the re-break. So no wick entry sells. How far was that? Really? 12 pips? I need to see that tap. I need to see the 47.34. Because that's the zone where this thing would just pop up from. So I need to see that. Almost there. 5 more pips. And if it doesn't happen here, then we'll look for the same thing below. But I think your next zone is below like 28. And then below 28, you only have like 100 pips until the wick fill. So the higher the better. Almost there. Can you get a flip? But this is the same move we were looking for earlier, chat. Remember, like since like 2:30, we're waiting for this to break, and then after tapping, breaking, pulling back, and then the re-break. So that's like the idea. It just took a little longer today. Didn't tap yet. If it doesn't tap, then I'm assuming that as it re-breaks its own lows, you're gonna make your way down to fill this entire range to the left here, and you're into this range from 33 to 28. So we can look for the same thing. I'm just trying to figure out where. Yeah, it'd be way nicer if you just tap the zone now before breaking the lows. And if it takes too long, I think what we could also do is wait for this to break, and then take the second re-break, not the first re-break. But either way, we need to see this. The 4 looks so clean. You see the leg candle on the 4? So this is the break. You had the reaction earlier, right? And then you react up towards like, where'd you come up towards? 7-6, right? So you got the reaction earlier, and then you came towards 7-6, and then you rebroke the lows. So then as long as you stay below 47 here, the rebreak of this should be good, but you need to see that tap, right? And then the rebreak should take you down towards the entire wick fill, which is down here towards like 39.17. That's a leg candle fill. No. So next zone is 32. 31.9. Put that there. And we'll look for the same thing that we looked for at 47 at 32. So you want to see 32 break, pull back, tap 32, and then the re-break of the lows. So let's say you push down here like this. You want to see that pullback and the re-break of the lows. It's the same exact scenario, just lower. So it didn't break, but it came down and tapped that zone there. So you need a little pop past it. I'm guessing like your next pop will be to 26 and then pull back to 32, which is like a 40, 60 pip range, 50 pip range, and the re-break below 26, I'm assuming, because that's where the low show right here, right? So I'm going off of that. And your resistance, I'm guessing, is right there. And the re-break that low, you have that wick film. So that'll be 8 pip range. So yeah, a lot of range below there. Looking good, looking good. And let's see what break evens are. And below 26. It could be 26, could be higher. I don't know where the low is, but I know you need to break 32, right? But if it is 26, actually let's just wait for the low before I find a break even zones here. I don't want to confuse anybody. If this tapped that 47 zone earlier, then we would have been in on the re-break. But I didn't. I was looking for like 47, 49 areas. Only came out towards 46, 70. So you just continue waiting. Yeah, market closes about an hour and 20. I think we'll still be here till 4. So if it hits 4 and it's like nothing, like the volume's dead and we'll call it. But it should be able to move right now. Look at price here. It's pretty volatile. Should pick up. Give this pop. So this is your resistance. Don't mind the zone yet. Your next zone is 26 right here. So I'm assuming that's where you're going to come down towards, like 27, 5, 6 zone. And then that's your low. A little more than that. One more pop. One more pop and get ready, chat. Almost there. A little more. It doesn't have to be exactly there, but you know, some. Like 28, I'll say minimum. You want to see that pop. There we go. There's the pop. So now wait for the pullback. Where the pullback is, you want to see like 32 getting tapped there, and then the re-break of this low. So let's say this is a low you pull back. We'll have a sell stop slash market X order below 27.96. And then I think below here, chat, break even will be like right here, which I think will be 19 pips, and trail stops right below, and then TP down here. All right, so get ready here. Could be quick as you re-break these lows here. Yeah, so this is, let's see, where else could break even be? A little higher than that. What's the low again? So that's the low. Let's go over here. That's the low. Right there. 18 pips, and then trail stops could be like right below it. and then TP would be like down here for 100. All right, cool. So yeah, we'll wait for the break the low shot whenever you decide to break it. Delete this. So I'm not gonna pending order. I'm a market X on the break. I can't do pending orders because I'm using a copy trader and it always delays it every single time. Liquidity of Forex? Could be. In a minute. Drop top Porsche. Clary. Still no flip? If this thing breaks above 5.5, I'm gonna call it a day. Because then you'll bring it back into the range. And 1 hour flips and all that. I'll give it another 12 minutes chat, see what price prints here. Not bad price though. I think FOMC is pretty good today. It's okay. It wasn't too wild, you know. It was like steady. It was 30. Like it was much more sturdy than like the last FOMC you had last time. Last time was just a whipsaw and then a wick fell down. That was it. They had a bit more like character to it. It was cool. The move down is still like slow and sluggish here too. Yeah, even these pops, it was very slow. And that was kind of the idea of why we kept waiting for like price to pop, because that pop indicates volume and then a pullback to continue popping. So it requires volume for it, price to like, you know, boom, like boom, 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 right? Otherwise, like you can just continue doing this and at any given point, boom, zoop, back up, retraces the entire thing. So let's see here. This thing closes in 10 minutes here. And see how it acts within this range here as it's breaking back into it. I don't think we're gonna get the rebreakout levels of chat. I don't think so. 30-minute flipping there. Looks like rejected a 4-hour 27 couple wicks there to the left. Yeah, there's no bottom wicks right here. But this is the rest of the leg kind of fill below there. So 20th yawn, man. We'll give it like 6 more minutes, chat, and then we'll see how we open up at 4. And then that's probably it though. I don't know if we're gonna get anything today. Unless you just move crazy here and correct that entire range above 76. Because there wasn't enough volume to continue down to rebreak our lows immediately. And I'd love to have wick entry sells. It's just the moves coming down today are very like they weren't as strong. So any moves coming back up, like let's say 76, right, could take you back up into the ranges. So wick entry sells, like usually I take wick entries when it's like usually more directional. But don't get me wrong, this thing fell down today, right? But look at the way it fell down. Aside from like the main Fomc pop, these other moves are very slow. So at any given point, as you come back up, these things can get corrected. You're talking about these zones, right? This 27 zone? 2 minutes, chat. Wardo? Bro, why we didn't put when you decide first area sell stop? I gave a reasoning. What was it, 76, right? Yeah, we were looking for a top wick, I think, right? Whatever, because like whatever positions that I'm looking for, if there is a reason that's why I'm not entering, I would usually give it. So I'm pretty sure I explained that. We had like maybe 2 or 3 times there where we came close to an area and then it just never tapped it. So we had to move it down further. Yeah, I should have seen like last week. I think it was like last Monday or something. We had a zone for sells. Like for example, like let's say this range here is like 500 pips, right? Like we went from looking for wick entry sells like here, and then prices kept going up, kept making higher lows going up, kept coming close, and then I think we end up getting like wick entry sells here or something, but the entire move. All right, so we can't really, like we could decide where we want to enter, but price doesn't have to form that, right? Because there's no obligation that price needs to print whatever we just said. It's more of like, okay, this is where we're looking to enter, and if price prints that, amazing, we'll get in. But if it's not printing that exact structure, I'm not getting in. There's no way. It's none of my business, right? That's why earlier when it was like, where is it? Was it here? Wherever it was, when we were like, I think 15 pips away from the zone tapping, I think it was up here, and then we didn't get in. It just wasn't good enough. And you just can't do the same thing next day. You come the next day, look for the same setups, and do the same thing. Yeah, so Chaz, 1 hour opening, that might be it. I want to see how you open up, but I don't think we're gonna get anything here. Cause there was volume, right? Then we would have been able to continue through. Like you still have a 4 leg candle, and it could get filled during like a different session, like Asian or London, whatever. You still have this range down here that hasn't been tapped yet, so that's still the idea. It's just a matter of volume. 1 minute leg candle right there. Like we can't even take this low anymore. We're gonna have to wait for the same thing, which is wait for price to break, pull back, and then to re-break, right? Because we need that volume. Since it spent so much time within this range here, not too much time, but you know the idea is like you want to see one straight pop down, retracement, boom, right? Same as Monday's trade that we took, but it didn't. It came up, continued to drive up, and then if it slowly makes its way down, then same thing. We had to wait for price to break, pop, and then the re-break, and it has to be one straight move. It can't be like pop, retracement, range, and then back to break. It's a completely different idea. So you need that momentum, you need that volume to continue driving to get that push. That's probably it though, chat. We're gonna call it a day. I haven't traded FOMC in like, or I haven't like sat down and watched FOMC for like 3 FOMCs, but figured I'll give it a go today. See if we can get anything. And I was kind of confident that we were gonna get a move earlier, but it just wasn't close enough. And yeah, that was it. I guess we have no trades for FOMC, no trades for the day. Still only 1 trade for the week. And tomorrow is Thursday, and then you got Friday, which I don't think you have news tomorrow, do you? Tomorrow, no news. Friday, no news. Next week, though, chat, is big week. Not FOMC, I'm listening. NFP, we'll be here on Friday for that on stream. But Monday, you have ISM Manufacturing PMI. Tuesday, yeah, Joe's job openings. Wednesday, yeah, ISM Service PMI, ADP non-farm implement change. Thursday, pound rates, unemployment claims for the US dollar, and an NFP Friday. So we'll be here for that. All right, chat, but we tried today. We gave it our best shot, and there's just nothing that we could have done. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I mean, on next week, okay? Zoom, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Take it easy. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day, chat. If you're still looking for trades, just be patient. You know, wait for your setups. Don't force anything. The market doesn't owe you anything. Just because you're here doesn't mean that you need to get a setup, right? Just wait. Just do the same thing tomorrow. Wake up, come to your charts, wait for the same setups, and eventually it'll come. It'll come naturally too. You don't gotta force it. All right, chat. Have a good day. Peace out. Laters. Later, chat.